Hey friends, it's Bethany. Let's go ahead and make a card. In this video, we are going to be looking at the October clear stamp and die of the month from Spellbinders. As a reminder, they have been sending me their monthly clear stamp and die of the month for me to create with, and I opened it up for October and we have a little Christmas theme. So, oh my goodness, I am not ready for Christmas, but we're gonna have to be because we are going to make a little fun Christmas card with these adorable penguins. So I have the stamps here. Aren't they adorable? I love the little sentiments. They're so sweet. And then we also have some coordinating dies. So the coordinating dies I wanted to note, we have one for the big set of penguins, and then of course we have one for this cute penguin, and then obviously this one. We also have the ice cream die, the candy die, and the present die, but we don't have coordinating sentiments for the sentiments themselves, or I'm sorry, the coordinating dies for the sentiments themselves. So that's something to note. I actually, for this card, when I first saw this stamp set, I had an idea that had me stamping the sentiment right on my card and doing cutouts with my little penguins, so I'm all good for my idea. So let's go ahead and have fun building up this card, and oh my goodness, let's get into Christmas. I can't believe I'm saying that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take an A2 panel. A2 is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is 80-pound cardstock, and what I'm going to do is trim this down. I want to say to 4 by 5 1/4, and that gives me a 1/8 inch margin on all sides of my card once I put this on my card base. So there is my final little panel. And now what I think I will do is I want to create some little window openings for my little penguins to peek out of. I might even size this down just one size. I have some little nesting circles. I actually think that size, you know, it actually might be cute to have multiple sizes. Should we do that? You know, that would be adorable as well. So what I'm thinking is I'll have the little penguins kind of peeking out of these little windows. You know what? I really actually, I think I like that idea. So, yeah, let's do that. Okay, let me see though. Hold on. Yep, I'm going to do that. That looks great. And you know what? I'm not going to overthink it. My mind instantly went to this little layout, and I think that's great. So I'm going to decide on a sentiment also. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Be chill, or be cool, be chill, and be merry. Okay, I'm doing that one. That's so cute. Okay, the only thing I will kind of do here is just kind of give myself a little bit of buffer. Okay, now I'm going to take some of this tape and simply secure my dies in place. I think that is the first time that I have just laid a little trio of dies on a piece of cardstock and not overthought it. So I feel like I'm already off to a good start. I can overthink things in a hurry. Okay, so there is my quick little layout that I'm going to do. I'm going to run this through my Spellbinders so I can cut these little circle openings out. Okay, here is my Spellbinders Platinum 6. Again, everything I'm using to bring this card together will be linked below in the description box. And now I will just roll that through and cut out all those little openings. All right, now that those are all cut out, I'm going to pop out the little circles. I can save these for an additional project later. And then I'm going to very, ever so gently remove my little dies and the tape. Going nice and slow. I kind of like to press and pull with this tape, or any tape that I'm using really, to get those dies, or I'm sorry, to get the tape off without ripping. Okay, looks great. And my final one right here. Okay, and then gentle. Okay, there we go. That looks wonderful. I love that. And I'm glad that I didn't have to overthink all of the work that went into placement there. I figure while we are working on the main panel, I'll grab my Misti and we will just get, that's cute too. This direction's also really cute too if you want to have your sentiment on the right side. I think I'll run with this way just because that's how I originally kind of was envisioning it, so we'll just do that. Okay, I'm going to set that in place. I'm going to grab the stamp. Again, I decided on be cool, be chill, be merry. It's just way too cute. Place that right where I'd like it. I think that's good. Press that down. I'm just going to check that that lines up nice. I think so. Okay, resituate that. And because I just opened this stamp set up and it's brand new, I'll condition the stamp. And I will grab some Memento Tuxedo Black ink to give a nice, crisp, and contrasty sentiment right on my panel. Oh, that looks great. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that this is resituated right in the corner. That way when I repress, that way I get a really just dark and bold text there. That way it stamps right in the same spot. Perfect, isn't that cute? I love it. I'm loving this already. Okay, let's clean off our little stamp and then we will continue stamping out some penguins. So now I'm gonna remove this, grab our whole stamp set here. All right, and let me grab a new panel of paper. Again, continuing to work with the 80-pound cardstock. And I'm going to do all of my penguins. So maybe I'll leave my big one to go down first. And for my big one, I'm just wanting that top penguin. Okay, because again, I just want them to peek out of the little circles. And then this cutie patootie with the scarf. And I want to give enough room between them all. I'm not really worried about the bottom half because we're not going to see it, but I want to give enough room so that I have room to put the coordinating die around it. Okay, that looks good to me. Pull that up. Okay, resituate that. In fact, what I'll do is I'm just going to place, more often than not, sometimes I'm really digging just putting a piece of tape there. I know that the magnet is super popular, but sometimes the tape just makes me feel more secure. And I always have just kind of scrap tape, if you will, or tape that I've used on other projects lying around. So I feel like I'm not wasting it all because I'm usually using a little scrap piece. All right, I'm gonna ink up all of these little stamps. Again, not worrying too much about the bottom half. And again, for this one, whoops, I'm so sorry. This one I'm going to do just that top part. Okay, again, I'm not going to use the bottom two, so I'm just not going to worry about those. Okay, let's see how that first impression did. There we go. Okay, not too bad, but let's go ahead and give a little bit of additional ink. And it actually does look like it has a little kind of marbly variation, as you can see on the stamp. So it's not going to be a solid impression with these. So that's good to know. So don't think you're doing anything wrong. It looks like they are, if you can see on the actual picture here, there we go. See how they're, you know, they have some little dots in there, some little kind of texture variation. So that's good to know. That's going to be the style. Okay, that looks good. It actually looks like I shifted a little bit, and I'm wondering if my mat shifted. So I'm gonna redo that really quickly. Okay, so I need to make sure my mat in and of itself is actually placed down. There we go. Okay, and it actually just looked like it shifted on one of them, which is so interesting. There we go for our first. I might actually bring in, well, I think my pressure tool is on the other side of the room and it's lazy night crafting, so I'm staying put. Okay, so again, making sure the whole mat is in that bottom left, and let's give it a little bit more ink. It's actually doing better and better each time we stamp it because we are conditioning additionally as we use the ink. All right. That should probably be good. That looks great. Okay, so I'm gonna clean these off really quick, place them back on my little liner, and I'm thinking of adding color, not to the stamps themselves, but to the background. I'm kind of digging the idea of leaving the stamps black and white. I think that could be super cute. All right, let's go ahead and remove this. And let's put our magnet back in. Now what I think I'll do is just cut these out while I have this panel here. And then we're going to talk about some color. And I'm going to do color in the form of, or adding color if you will, with some cardstock. So I think that looks nice and lined up. I'll just place a piece of tape there to secure that down. Grab some additional tape for my other dies, and we'll cut these out. Okay, once again with my Spellbinders, let's send this through and cut all of these little cuties out. And then, look at our cute little penguins. How sweet are they? Okay. Now, let's grab the actual panel again. And let's see. I was thinking, well, first what we need to do is just trim this off. I just want the top one. Okay, and I think this little guy is going to go here. I think that would be cute. Now what I'm trying to decide on is if I want this to be placed right behind, or if I want to add a little bit of dimension behind that. And I'm thinking I want the dimension. So I'm actually liking something like that. What I think I'll do is let's bring in some colored cardstock and decide on the pops of color. Okay, I am going to go with 3 fun colors, doing non-traditional Christmas because that's just what I like to do. I'm going to do honeysuckle, sprout, and sea glass. And I don't really know that it matters which order, but because I'm here and I want to do it right, and I don't want to wonder, I'll just kind of think that through for a moment. And you know what? One and done, that looks great. Okay, so we're gonna do, let's just cut these down a little bit. So we'll cut them down further in a second if we need to. 1, and I think this one is just about good. 2, and just a tiny one for this little opening down here. Okay, and I'll list this cardstock down below so that you know what I'm using. All right, now I think it would be a good idea to, okay, I want this little cutie here. So I need to glue these 2 pieces together. Let me grab my liquid glue. And I know that I want it to kind of be like, how did I have that? That was so cute. I think like that. Yes, because I like how the little flipper, if you will, right? I don't know my penguin anatomy very well, but I like how the little flipper is within the window there. I think that's adorable. So I'm going to do that. So it looks like I just need it right about there. Go ahead and add some liquid glue right to the back, just like this. Okay, and place that right down on this little piece of sprout cardstock. Okay. That looks great. Now, I'm trying to think through how I want to attach this. Well, I think first and foremost, let's get our little colored pieces down, and then we're going to worry about the next step. So this one, I want to do, I think this is my biggest, kind of widest little penguin, so I know I want that to be in this circle. So do something like that, bring her down, and that's pretty cute. Might bring it down just a little bit more. Oh, that's really sweet. Again, having kind of poking. Okay, I'm going to do that, bringing it a little bit more to the side. Okay. It's all about kind of what visually looks good to your eye in terms of kind of placement within that circle too. So I'm going to go just to the left a little bit. It doesn't matter that they're falling off the paper because all that matters is what's going to be visible in the window. So I like that. I think that's really cute. Okay, something like that. All right, now this little one we'll do. I just think, you know, I don't mean for them all to poke to the left, but I really like the movement of that scarf. So I think I'll do something like that. I don't want to chop the scarf off. I think I want to keep that there. Okay, so let's grab this little guy, something like that. Okay, I think we're doing well. Okay, I think what I'll do next is I'm going to grab another piece of 80-pound cardstock, and I will trim it down to the same dimensions. So my final dimensions will be 4 by 5 1/4. And now, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to do 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to do 3 7/8. I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off each side. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I'm going to do that because then, because I have this piece is going to go behind this piece. And because it is 1/8 of an inch smaller, I'm not going to have to line that up perfectly. I have a little wiggle room there. And I think that's going to behoove me in the end. Okay, and now what I think I'll do is, oh goodness, I'm going to start taking these pieces. Let's see, how do I want to do this, Bethany? Okay, I know this is going to be cool in the end, but I think getting there is going to be like just a tad tricky. So I want this to be like, you know what? Here's what we'll do. We're going to take this bottom panel. We are going to tape it down on the left and on the right. We're going to do some kind of like a hinge method here. Okay, now we're going to get this all secured, right? Making sure that that's nice and center. We are going to tape this down on the top. Okay, and then we are going to just use this as a hinge. Okay, so now what I want to do here is I'm thinking I'm probably going to want to take, I might need to take off a lot of the top there. Just going to place that in there, get an idea. Oh, okay, we're getting close, so let's take a little off the top here. Okay, place that there. Oh, get it over a little bit. Get it over a little bit more. Okay, we are almost there. I wanted that scarf. I don't want to cut that scarf off. I really want all of that. Even just, yes, like that. Okay, so now what I can do is flip this up. I'm going to ever so slightly add some glue under here. And because I'm using liquid glue, I have the ability to kind of shift this and wiggle this into position. So I can check, still looks great. I might even go like this a little bit. I just tilted it just a hair. I like that even better. So now I'll just add a piece of tape. Doesn't matter how ugly this piece is. It won't matter at all. Okay, there we go. How cute. Now I'll just repeat that with this one. Again, using that top card as a hinge. Okay. I like that. That's really cute. So, again, holding it down, adding some glue, and we are going to use some additional adhesive here. So really, we just want to tack these down. Tack it down with a little bit of liquid glue. We don't need some serious adhesion at this point. And that, oop, we need to move it over because as you can see, do you see how we're kind of getting a little bit there? I'm gonna just scoot it over just a hair, come on. Just a little bit. Oh, to the left. Oh my gosh, that might have been too much. Oh, wait, how in the world is it not enough? Oh, how in the world? Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see there. There we go. In fact, just tilt it. Okay. I know I'm being picky, but I really want a certain kind of crop within these circles. There we go. And I like the little tilt there. She's kind of like peekaboo. I think that's cute. Although here we need to remedy the little skate. Okay, so now tape this down. 1 and probably 2, right? Oh, right? Okay. Okay, yep, we don't see any tape. But we are going to, oh, forgive me, penguin, do a little toe trim there. Okay, I like how that looks. Now we have our last little guy. So using the little hinge, I already know we're going to have to trim off that little, oh, I love that. That little top right, we're gonna have to trim. See how we're seeing that little green peak? That's cute. So cute. Okay, so I'm going to hold that in place. Trim. Add a little glue. I think that one is probably going to be my best placement without wiggling anything, but we'll see in a moment. Time will tell. I love it. I love it. Okay, so a little added assurance of the tape. And now we have this little hot mess of a panel, but it's going to look really neat in a second. Okay, I'll take off my little panel here. Is that what I want to do? Actually, why don't we, let's do this. Let's take our scissors and just trim these little pieces off. That way they don't peek out. Okay. All right, that looks good. Perfect. And then what I'll do is remove this one. And I'm going to use, let's go very gently here, my foam tape. And I'm going to place foam tape on here so that it will do a little hover. Isn't that going to be neat? I think that's going to be so cool because it's going to have a little shadow. This is neat, right? But then, oh, I got to move it over a little bit. But then when you go like this, that looks even neater. Now we're really close here, like really close. So I might even just add a little paper there just to continue that color. And it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to kind of visually not have our eye confused, just in case if you're looking from the side that you're not seeing just white. But I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, time for foam tape. So I am just about finished with this foam tape. Man, I remember when this was just a big gargantuan Big Mama roll. And now little baby has just, well, it's just time to be done with this roll. It's just a little baby roll now. Okay, trimming these down a little thinner here. And then also, let's see there, but let's make sure we are not too close there. We might be a tad close. Gentle, gentle, gentle. And we'll just save that for this spot right here. Okay. And let's go here. And I just want to make sure I don't have any bowing, if you will. So let's do something like this. So I'll just add all around. That way we don't have any sagging areas. Looks great. Okay, so this is the back of my panel. I want to make sure that nothing sagged, and then it's going to sit something like that. I'm going to put it a little bit over like that. Okay, and we can always, you know, trim off any pieces if they're poking out, because this part is the most important, is the placement. We can do any remedy moves that we need to next. All right, I will pull all of the backers off of my foam tape so that it is double-sided. And we will place this on the panel and then do our card base. Okay, foam tape is all off. Now I just need to decide on the placement. I really like that. So I'm just going to go a little bit at a time to make sure that it lays down really flat. There we go. All done. Remove this tape. Just like that. And it might have stuck to the foam tape, which is totally fine. Oh, that didn't. So we'll be fine, but this side might have. Oh, nope, we're good. Okay, now we just need to put this on a little card base. But isn't that neat? Do you see the little dimension of those windows there? I think that is so fun. I'll bring my score buddy in, and this time I will use 110-pound cardstock for my card base. This is sized at 11 by 4 1/4, and half of 11 is 5 1/2. So that's where I'm going to place that little center score line. Place this just to the side, fold this in half, and then we'll press this down. Now I think what I will do in order to place my actual penguin panel onto my card is I think I'm just going to use liquid glue. But I also think it would be super fun to add some little, I don't know if it would be, well, we could be doing a little sequins, or I'm wondering if a little tone-on-tone enamel dot would be pretty as well. We have some time to play around, and I think thinking about a little finishing touch would be really neat. Okay, I'm going to center this on my card, but because I use liquid glue, I can kind of wiggle that into place. That looks great, so I'm going to let that press down. I have adhesive everywhere now. Okay, that looks great. Let me dig for some additional embellishments to finish this card off, and then we will be all done. Okay, I have some fun little colored enamel dots, and I just need to decide on some little color matches here. Let's see. I also have this really pretty sequins that I think would be kind of neat too, only because I'm wondering if it kind of resembles just that magical feel of a snowflake. So I'm just getting an idea of, you know, if that would be the look that I would like too. Sometimes the finishing touch is where I spend the most of my time because it can just really elevate a card in the end. I don't know, I kind of like the playfulness of the sequins. The tone-on-tone would be really pretty, but I think that because we went with, you know, a black and white stamp, we didn't do any coloring there, then we went with a flat paper, I feel like we can have a little fun and just get just a little bit of kind of winter wonderland magicalness with this fun sequins. And I will link this down below. It is from Spellbinders. It is a wonderful mix, and I tend to grab for it a lot in every season, really. It really just finishes a card off very beautifully. And placing the little tiny ones right where they need to go, just one down here, it's gonna do the trick, and there we go. Okay. This, in actual time, took me 41 minutes and 50 seconds. So that's pretty good. I told my hubby I was going to be 40 minutes. I went over by just a couple minutes, so I'm super proud of myself. How cute is that? All right, I hope that this was fun and inspirational. I hope this gave you a fun little idea on how you can take Christmas and spin it in a really fun and playful direction. If you want to sign up for the monthly clear stamp and die of the month, it's so fun. Again, one of my favorite parts is I don't know what's coming in the mail. It's a surprise each and every time. And you know, we just don't have many surprises in life, so this is a fun way to be surprised and get crafty. Please be sure to give this a thumbs up if you did enjoy watching, and I can't wait to continue crafting with you soon.